So, but anyways, I hear babies crying and stuff, so they're probably getting ready to eat. So let's go ahead. We'll move on to our last topic here. We'll make it quick. I think we covered everything kind of with that. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that Microsoft thing, but we covered the points that I really wanted to hit. This is something that I thought would be fun, and we'll do it. We'll do it.
Explain to me how you want to do this, because you said that it's weird.
I'm going to. It's probably time for them to eat. I'm gonna look up, and I had it earlier and I lost it, so I'm sorry, but I need to find it again. But every single game that's coming out this year. Now we're not gonna read all of them, because there's a lot of them that aren't gonna matter. Is this Game Informer? Okay, this looks like a solid list. So I am going to, and I'll put it up on the stream page for you guys.
Oh wow, yeah, this is a lot to go through. Just kind of gonna take
and I will try to address comments near the end, but I am in kind of a hurry today, guys. So I see your comments. So I was just gonna say I'm gonna give my, and then if you want to do the same, you don't have to, I guess, if you don't want. But this is what I'm gonna do, and we'll do this a couple times this year. We'll come back and be like, okay, I changed my mind or whatever. What I think is like, what will win game of the year, and then also what the nominees probably will be. And I understand some people don't really care about the game of the year awards, blah blah blah. That's fine. Whatever. It's for fun. So first I got to look at the list. So notable games coming out that could be nominated.
Elden Ring, obviously.
Elden Ring. We'll get to February. So in January we have Pokemon Legends Arceus. I can't see anything else on this list here that would be in there. You have some repeat games like Monster Hunter Rise is coming to PC, for example. I've heard it's a great game, but it's not, they're just putting it on there.
This is just like a bunch of like remakes or just like ports. Yeah. It's literally like a bunch of that with a couple of like IPs sprinkled in.
So February, Horizon Forbidden West.
When is that one coming out? What date?
The 18th.
18th.
Yep.
I see that.
Elden Ring. So I'm taking notes. Monarch is actually from the people who made Persona, like some of the former people. I want to try that, but anyway. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy. I'll take note of it in my head right now, but I don't know if we've seen enough for me to. I'll take note of Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Nothing in April. Jesus Christ. And keep in mind,
yeah, there really isn't a lot.
I didn't realize. Did Saints Row get pushed back? Because it says it's coming out in August now.
I don't know. What was its original release date?
Well, I thought they said early this year, but now it says August. So, well, we'll say Saints Row and Starfield, and then we know that I think God of War is supposed to come out this year. So that's about 8 games. There's the Getsufuma game. It's supposed to come out sometime this year. I Am Jesus Christ. That's a game coming out apparently.
Oh well, that's going on the fucking list.
That's game of the year right there. I think I've actually heard of that one. And River City Girls 2 comes out this year. That's not game of the year though. It's just what I really want. Sonic Frontiers, but that won't. I'm excited for that. Suicide Squad says like 9. So out of that whole list, oh man. So now I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give 4 nominees because there's usually I can't remember if it's 5 or 6. We'll give 4 nominees. I'm gonna say what I think the 4 nominees were, and then I think what probably game of the year is. This once again, it's a way too early game of the year prediction. This is just like the best that I can do in my head. So I'm actually gonna say Pokemon could be a nominee this year. I think
because it's breaking the mold.
Well,
for
it's
a lot
different.
Of
Yeah,
Pokemon
it's
games.
different.
It's extremely different.
I'm gonna say probably. I don't think Stranger in Paradise Final Fantasy. I don't see so far. I haven't seen enough.
That one's the prequel, right?
Yeah. I haven't seen enough overwhelmingly positive. I'm not going to say...
I've heard mixed things about it.
Right, yeah. I'll just say this. In the current state that people see that game, I don't see it being a nominee. I don't see Saints Row, so we'll check that off. I think that, and the reason I'm giving 4 nominees is because there's usually an indie game. The problem with the indie game is there's nothing. Oh, Bayonetta 3, that's another one. The indie game, it's really hard to say. We really don't know what the best indie games are unless you like actively follow it until like the end of the year. So we're just gonna exclude one. Wow, now I got to think about putting. So I don't. Okay, I'm gonna say no to Bayonetta 3. As much as I'm excited for that game and it's one of my favorite franchises of all time, it's probably gonna be very very similar. So I'm gonna say Elden Ring, Pokemon. Oh. I'm gonna. Ooh, that's actually tough because I gotta put Starfield in there because while we are still kind of concerned about the future of Bethesda's types of games because their recent outings haven't been amazing or they haven't been actively super different, right? Yeah. Starfield has a lot of promise, so I'm gonna say Starfield, God of War. It's really hard for me not to put Pokemon in there, because I'm just thinking in my head they're probably gonna like Horizon more.
So are we only going with the ones that are confirmed like release dates, or are we looking at the to be announced ones?
Anything
as well?
that we think is gonna come that as far as we know right now is going to come out this year that would qualify under that. Although I guess that's the other thing. Like if Starfield doesn't come out until after the Game of the Year date, then it wouldn't.
Because there's a lot.
But right now
there's a lot of games that are on the to be announced that do not have release dates.
Yeah. But I would say go ahead and throw them in if you think it's gonna come out this year.
Oh boy.
I'm personally gonna say God of War, Horizon. And unless it's too similar, that's where I'm struggling. Horizon or Pokemon? For now, I'm gonna say God of War, Horizon, Starfield, Elden Ring. I think those are the 4. Pokemon could sneak in there somewhere.
That's the unfortunate thing about that is those ones are like the obvious answered ones. Like everyone's gonna be like those ones have to be there. Like,
right, but there's a reason they're obvious, right? Like that's why I'm throwing them, especially at this point in the game in January. Like, out of those 4, the only one that we're super confident is going to be good. Like everybody is so confident that game looks amazing. It's like Skyrim before it came out. We all knew. It was like, yeah, that's a good game. It's not even out. We know it's a good game. Elden Ring looks so fucking good. And that company is so confident in that game because they've showed so much. They've done demos and stuff. They pushed it back just a smidge.
They've done network tests.
And not only that, but they showed a lot. Like, I mean, that game looks incredible. And it looks... if you didn't think the Souls formula could change up anymore, while it does have a lot of the similar combat things, which oftentimes kind of rules it out for Game of the Year, right? Because Game of the Year tries to be different and innovative. Well, we don't really know that Starfield's going to be all that different. We don't really know how different God of War is going to be, although the last one was phenomenal. And then Horizon, that's why I'm like, do I throw Horizon in or Pokemon? Because Horizon actually has looked somewhat of the same. But I'm going to stick with Horizon for now. And then we'll revisit this in a couple months, and we'll try this again. Maybe we'll do it like 4 times a year, maybe. Yeah,
the only one that I would consider possibly adding to this list would be Triangle Strategy, which is coming out in March.
It is a very unique looking game. I think that JRPGs tend. I mean, it's a strategy like JRPG. They tend to have a tougher time. Nonetheless, I'm really looking. There's a lot of games I'm looking forward to this year, though. But
that is the wild card right there. Is Triangle Strategy.
There's a couple. I mean, and like I said, Bayonetta 3. But is it going to be too much of the same? That's my best guess. Who knows, though? That's been in development forever. So you'd hope it would be beyond too much of the same. But I don't know. I really don't know. Ghostwire, probably not. But yeah,
I don't think we've seen enough of that.
I'm going to stick with that, and I'm going to stick with Elden Ring as my game of the year, what I think is going to win as of right now.
Oh, Elden Ring? Yeah, totally. Elden Ring is my guess as well.
Yeah.
As it stands, because, like you were saying with Starfield, basically, this is Bethesda, so it's what do you think it's going to be? Oh, it's probably going to be like Elder Scrolls in space.
Which it could be, or it could be like they really tried to make this one super different, but we don't know. But that's the thing. Without the knowledge, I'm not willing to throw that out there yet until we've seen otherwise. We don't have any examples of Bethesda ever really changing that formula. I mean, when you really think about it, like they have been that formula since Morrowind.
Well, they didn't. So wait, did Bethesda didn't develop Prey? They published it, right?
Yeah,
because Bethesda publishes a lot of other games.
Yeah, no. If we're talking about the games
these.
that they made in house, which is the Elder Scrolls series and the Fallout series, not only has recent outings been a bit of a slump, Fallout 4 being too much of the same, Fallout Online being a piece of shit. Elder Scrolls Online I do like, but they not only that, but on top of that, they've never actually deviated from that formula a whole lot. So we might actually have another game that is just too much of the same, but it's in space. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But Elden Ring could have fallen for that same trap, and that game looks super different. Like, I mean, it looks like Souls, but it looks different. So
yeah,
like they're reinventing the Souls wheel. Yeah. So anyway, there's my way too early game of the year.